A fine day in Adelaide. It's going to turn into a big night very soon as Lobb does the ruck work against O'Brien to youngish ruckman, certainly in terms of O'Brien, just finding his way. Mundy, who was so good last week, picks up where he started and drives deep to Jesse Hogan. After missing round one, 5 goals, 3 in 5 games, Jesse Hogan still hasn't completely hit his straps. Looking forward to talking about this Fremantle forward line and seeing how they fare today against the Crows. He's a confidence player with his kicking. He leaves that one away to the right. Listed marking last week was a feature for Fremantle. Rory Lobb was the one that led the way. There's a whistle here. Which way is it going? It's Freo's way. Delayed advantage. Mundy spotted Hill, who has all the time in the world, and he uses it. And Freo are off and running.
Pay advantage here or not.
Smart kick, that one for Mundy, wasn't it? Very smart kick to go over the contest, find the loose player. But you're right.
And Ross Lyon, fair to say, took umbrage at that.
Like all coaches would like when he was doing it for the Bulldogs, not just when it was against, not last week though, when it was against his team.
Numbers prevail. Cleary, Crouch onto the outside. Driving kick from Smith. Here's Eddie. Couple of goals, 10 disposals last week. 14 goals for the season so far, and that's where it remains. Like that can spell trouble. Pearce at the back of a pack. He was a step ladder for plenty. Himmelberg threatened in the end. Now Pearce goes back, dropped it straight away under the tackle of Walker. Greenwood to an open square. It was all about the bounce, and the bounce can be so cruel.
Big ruckman.
Fremantle with an extra back in the 50, and it's headed that way now. That man spare was Wilson, but it gets out the back. Murphy, good late last week particularly. Screws it back to the square. Taylor Walker.
Missed a 4 and yet to kick one.
4 goals, 2 last week, 7 marks. He is generally, I'm not trying to put the Moz in, a beautiful kick of the football. Right through the middle, Adelaide take the lead.
The ground and a real, just an old school kick to the top of the square and see who's there. You don't know what you're doing when you kick it from there, and centred it, and the big skipper was there. So well done to Lockie Murphy, who is playing that small pressure role really well.
Doc back in defence from the throw. Matt Crouch tried to forge a path. You could see Conker with his arms wrapped around. Oh, tapping her up and under. That's dangerous. And the little man was able to take a mark.
Murphy was waiting.
7 goals for the year so far, Murphy. Crows, well, they're really given away
by hand, which is what you have to do if there's a player behind, but just couldn't quite orchestrate it.
There's some danger in that kick. Collier pounces. Out of the tackle. Opportunity presents. Tucker takes that opportunity and gives Fremantle the lead again.
Starved of opportunities. Didn't even have a metre on his man, so he had to absolutely nail it. He didn't, and Freo did exactly what you want to do, and that's caused forward half a turnover.
Got himself into a better position once he'd received. It's deep. The Crows are circling to defend desperately here. Hogan off the back, tried to reach over the top. Conker manufactured a kick. Matera. Hogan, will he go over his head? No, he went sideways. Still didn't quite make it. And Smith accelerates away, gets the crowd excited. The kick goes forward. Betts, how did he get that out of there? To Walker, and on the end of it all is Lynch. He hits the post. Can you believe it? He had too much time. Kowski takes the mark. They got in behind the defenders. They just can't get it there in the forward 50. And calling ball.
That's got to be holding ball.
I say, it's hard to
Prime decision. Well, he goes to fend off. Yeah. So when you go to fend off, you've had prior in my looks.
Going for it across the goal front, but instead he takes it to Hogan, who's on the brink just outside the 50.
He almost thought about going then. He had a little bit of space.
Yeah, just didn't quite get the connection right. A little bit too tall for Walt.
Reason why Lobb and Lynch were on the ground. Oh, just didn't see each other. A bit of...
They're the worst ones, when you don't see it coming.
Oh, yeah. Clash of the... That's very tough, honest September football, this.
Sloan, you'd think, could thrive under those circumstances. Himmelberg, Walker found a way out. Gallucci tried to sprint away, didn't quite get the kick right. Terror, a little shove, but...
Man, presenting really well today.
brother of the Giants, Himmelberg. Greenwood into the pocket, and David King.
This one.
Still only been 7 free kicks. That's a free kick.
Tabata. Gallucci scrounged it onto the boot. Eddie. Yes, it's paid.
Suck him in, you've got 30.
This to put the Crows back in front. Pause for effect, and then hit the post.
Gee, that...
Well done by Himmelberg. It bounced to accommodate McKay. We know he can run and dash. Brayshaw couldn't stop. On the overflow, it's fed through to the left foot of Atkins. It's suited him perfectly. But scoring goals is banned in this quarter. Body pressure from Collier, but it does open up on the inside. O'Brien and Himmelberg.
Real impetus going forward.
To double their goal tally on the siren at half-time. Elliot Himmelberg, in keeping with that second quarter, kicks a beautiful out of bounds on the full.